You're at the park, and two of the most beloved dogs in America bound past you, tails wagging like helicopters. One is a sunny golden retriever with flowing locks that belong in a shampoo commercial. The other is a stocky Labrador Retriever who looks like they're ready to jump into the nearest puddle without a second thought. They seem so similar, don't they? Both are friendly, both love people, both have that classic retriever smile. But here's the thing that surprises most people. These two breeds are actually quite different when you dig deeper. Today, we're going to uncover the real differences between Labrador Retrievers and Golden Retrievers. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one might be your perfect match. Let's start with what everyone notices first: their appearance. Golden Retrievers have that signature flowing, feathered coat that ranges from pale cream to deep golden red. It's beautiful, no doubt, but it's also a double coat that sheds constantly and needs regular brushing to prevent mats and tangles. You're looking at brushing several times a week, maybe even daily during shedding season. Labradors, on the other hand, have a shorter, denser double coat that comes in three classic colors: black, yellow, and chocolate. Now, don't let that short coat fool you into thinking they shed less, because labs are shedding champions too. However, their coat is much easier to maintain. A quick brush once or twice a week usually does the trick, and you won't find those long golden hairs decorating every surface of your home quite as dramatically. Body-wise, these breeds show some interesting differences. Labradors are generally stockier and more powerfully built. They have that blocky head, thick otter-like tail, and a more athletic, compact frame. Adult male labs typically weigh between 65 and 80 pounds, while females range from 55 to 70 pounds. Golden Retrievers tend to be slightly leaner, with a more elegant build. Males usually weigh between 65 and 75 pounds, and females between 55 and 65 pounds. Goldens also tend to have a slightly longer snout and a more refined facial structure compared to the lab's broader head. Now, let's talk about personality, because this is where things get really interesting. Both breeds are famously friendly and great with families, but their energy styles are quite different. Labradors are like that friend who's always ready for an adventure right now. They're exuberant, bouncy, and maintain that puppy-like enthusiasm well into adulthood, sometimes until they're 3 or 4 years old. Labs are often described as more outgoing and boisterous. They'll greet strangers like long-lost friends and have this infectious, goofy energy that can be both endearing and exhausting. Golden Retrievers, while still energetic and playful, tend to have a calmer, more gentle demeanor overall. They're often described as eager to please, with a slightly softer temperament. Goldens typically mature a bit faster emotionally than labs, and can be more intuitive about reading human emotions. This makes them exceptional therapy and emotional support dogs. When it comes to trainability, both breeds are incredibly smart and rank among the easiest dogs to train, but there's a subtle difference in approach. Labradors are highly food motivated, which makes training relatively straightforward if you have treats handy. However, their enthusiastic, sometimes stubborn nature means they can get distracted easily, especially as youngsters. They need consistent, patient training and plenty of mental stimulation to prevent boredom-related mischief. Golden Retrievers are also very trainable, but tend to be slightly more focused and sensitive to their owner's tone and mood. They genuinely want to make you happy, which can make training feel a bit smoother for first-time dog owners. Both breeds excel in obedience, agility, and service work, so you really can't go wrong either way in terms of intelligence. Exercise needs are substantial for both breeds, but again, with slight variations. Labradors need a solid 60 to 90 minutes of vigorous exercise daily. We're talking long walks, running, swimming, fetch sessions, anything that burns off that legendary lab energy. Without adequate exercise, labs can become destructive, anxious, or develop behavioral problems. They're working dogs at heart, originally bred to retrieve game for hunters, often in cold water. Golden Retrievers need similar exercise levels, about 60 minutes minimum of daily activity, but they're often content with slightly less intense exercise. A long walk combined with some playtime usually satisfies them. Both breeds absolutely love water, though labs might have a slight edge in swimming enthusiasm thanks to that water-resistant coat and powerful build. Health considerations differ somewhat between these breeds. Labradors are prone to obesity because of their love of food and their tendency to eat anything and everything. Weight management is crucial for labs throughout their lives. They're also susceptible to hip and elbow dysplasia, progressive retinal atrophy, An exercise-induced collapse, a condition specific to labs where they can collapse after intense exercise. Golden retrievers face their own health challenges, most notably a heartbreakingly high cancer rate. Approximately 60% of golden retrievers will develop cancer at some point, with hemangiosarcoma and lymphoma being particularly common. They are also prone to hip dysplasia, heart problems, and skin conditions. Both breeds typically live 10 to 12 years, though Goldens sometimes face shorter lifespans due to cancer risks. Living situations matter too. Labradors adapt well to various living environments, but truly thrive with space to run and play. An apartment can work if you're committed to extensive daily exercise, but a house with a yard is ideal. Labs are also notorious chewers, especially as puppies, so they need supervision and plenty of appropriate chew toys. Golden retrievers are similarly adaptable but perhaps slightly better suited to apartment living if necessary because of their calmer indoor demeanor. However, both breeds are social animals that don't do well being left alone for long periods. Let's talk about the social aspects. Both breeds are excellent with children and make fantastic family dogs. But their play styles differ. Labs can be a bit too rambunctious for very small children, sometimes knocking toddlers over in their enthusiasm. They mean well but don't always know their own strength. Golden retrievers tend to be more naturally gentle with small children and seem to instinctively adjust their energy levels around vulnerable family members. With other pets, both breeds generally do wonderfully, especially if socialized early. Neither breed makes a good guard dog, by the way. They're much more likely to lick an intruder to death than actually protect your home. Grooming requirements we touched on briefly, but it's worth emphasizing. Golden retrievers need more intensive grooming. Professional grooming every couple of months helps manage that beautiful coat, plus regular at-home brushing, occasional baths, and attention to ear cleaning since those floppy ears can trap moisture and lead to infections. Labradors are lower maintenance in the grooming department. Regular brushing, occasional baths, nail trims, and ear checks usually cover it. However, both breeds shed significantly, so if you're allergic or can't handle dog hair everywhere, neither breed is ideal. Cost-wise, initial purchase or adoption fees are similar, usually ranging from $800 to $2,000 from reputable breeders, or a few hundred from rescues. Long-term costs for both breeds include quality food, which labs need carefully portioned to prevent obesity, regular vet care, potential emergency medical expenses especially for Goldens given their cancer risk, grooming costs which are higher for Goldens and training classes which are highly recommended for both breeds. So which breed is right for you? Choose a Labrador Retriever if you want a high-energy, outgoing companion who's always ready for action. You don't mind a dog with endless puppy energy for several years. You have an active lifestyle with time for extensive daily exercise, and you can handle a strong-willed food lover who needs consistent training. Choose a Golden Retriever if you prefer a slightly calmer, more intuitive companion. You want a dog that's exceptionally gentle and emotionally attuned. You're willing to invest time in regular grooming, and you want a dog that may be easier for first-time owners to train. Honestly, you can't make a wrong choice between these two incredible breeds. Both are loving, loyal, intelligent, and will bring immeasurable joy to your life. The question isn't which is better, it's which fits your lifestyle and preferences more closely. Whichever you choose, you're gaining a best friend for life.